This is a video response for Shall Not Be Infringe. Big surprise there, huh? You know, man, I wasn't going to talk about the whole pirate thing, but it seemed like in your video yesterday, you were almost begging for it. It's like, I defy you to defeat my logic. I dig what you're saying about disarming the maritime, waterborne sailors and junk. But now, your method of combating piracy is quite flawed, and I'm going to tell you why. It's not those guys that are going out in them little rickety boats, sometimes with an AK-47, sometimes with nothing more than a stick, off the coast of whatever crap hole country they're from. Those guys aren't actually the pirates, you know. They're not subscribing to some sort of pirate's code and filling their holes with swag as they depart upon the deep blue sea and that sort of thing. These idiots are being sent out into the water by a bunch of assholes who are the real pirates, who have either, in some cases, kidnapped these poor idiots and removed their value and sense of life and death, or they've actually held their village hostage or their families hostage, or in some cases the kids they sent out there are just 12 and 13 years old. Which brings me to, what was it, a couple years ago, when it was that one American vessel and the Navy SEALs actually demonstrated some of their many talents in combating piracy, and that was the sniper shots that people so adhered to. I'm here to tell you that what that guy saw in his crosshairs, many people would not be able to pull the trigger on, because I would damn near guarantee you that was a 13, 14-year-old kid that had to be taken down along with a 12, 13-year-old other kid. And they had to all be done simultaneously. And everybody's a big fucking stud and talk about, well, just, you know, kill every man, woman, and child. Fuck them. They're not us. It's a different story, man. When it's actually in your hands, it's a different story. And if it isn't a different story, then there's something wrong with you. Not that there's a problem with that. I mean, the world's made up of all kinds of people. But here's the problem with your logic. We park something off the coast of Somalia, and it ain't going to take an aircraft carrier. An aircraft carrier is entirely too big. We don't even need an aircraft carrier. With a small cruiser, what's the modern equivalent of a destroyer? Like a missile boat with a gunship on it would be all it took, if even that. You know, an aircraft carrier can encompass a lot more mileage than what would be necessary for your operation. I mean, we don't have to be choosy about our engagement. But let's say we blow every single floating device that enters the sea off the coast of Somalia from here to eternity until they learn their lesson. They aren't going to learn their lesson. Life and death has become so cheap for so much of the daggone world that it's very difficult to describe. And what is the difference between death to a person that they're facing? Okay, well, you go out on the water and you try to hijack White Devil, possibly getting killed in the process, or you stay here and you get killed in the process. It's a zero-sum equation, my friend. And you can't fight a zero-sum equation. What, are you going to threaten a person with death who's facing death? And let's say we do, like, we go so far as to just flatten Somalia. It's always going to be someplace, man. It's always going to be someplace. So, that's my argument. I don't know if I made particular much sense. I'm a little scatterbrained on that, but yeah. High seas piracy, that's some shit though, isn't it? Alright, we'll see y'all soon.